Welcome back to the Party With Strategy podcast. We got a very special guest in the studio. If you've been tuned into the pod regularly, I think it's safe to say that it's only up from here.
The only way's up.
And I'll apologize for that at another time, but let's get into it with our guest. I'm excited to get to know this man. I'm excited to get inside of his mind. I'm excited to see what he's got going on. I'm excited to have a new bud.
Yeah, you want to be buds?
I'm excited to have a new pal.
Let's go, bud. Can we reach through here? Let's go, bud.
I'm excited. You're a neighbor.
Yeah.
Not only from
throw away.
Yeah, not only from a neighboring country, but also a neighbor in the neighborhood.
Yeah. I been in Avondale now for almost a year, and you know what? It's a different change of pace for me because it's a bunch of working class Puerto Ricans and Poles. And typically when I lived in Chicago, that's not, you know how I know it's working class actually? I bet you if we go out right now on your street, someone is working on their car.
Oh yeah.
Underneath, on top, two guys, like one guy's literally holding the car up because they don't have the
jack,
and another guy's underneath. He's like, don't drop it, bro. Where I used to live in Chicago, I'd never once seen that. Like I used to live with a guy who would go to Jiffy Lube to get his washer fluid changed. I'm not even joking.
Wow.
So yeah, different world.
There's definitely like men used to go to war and now they go to Jiffy
DJs
Lube
on podcasts.
There's definitely something there with that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Fourth Co. Welcome. How long have you been in Chicago?
So born and raised Canadian. Grew up in Toronto. Went to university, Queen's University. Shout out. If you're from Canada, you know what's up. And 2018 graduated, moved to Chicago.
Why Chicago?
Because it's all about who you know. And I was able to walk it down here.
Who'd you know over here? Who brought you over here?
Dad and my family.
Oh, does he live here?
Yeah, so my parents moved down here. We're also they're Canadian. They worked for a Bank of Montreal, BMO. That's what it stands for if you're unfamiliar.
Yeah.
And then I graduated school, moved down here, and I was able to get my green card. So I don't need to shack up with a nice booth bunny. I have my green card already, so I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's nice. That's a little, something to not have to worry about.
Yeah, well, I also
sweat off your brow.
Yeah, but I also I'm eligible to be an American citizen, but like I'm afraid like I'll accidentally do something and then get deported. Legit, like it's always in the back of your mind.
Yeah, what was going on when ICE was running around rampant? Were you,
dude? There's helicopters all the time. You know, my spidey senses kick up. I'm like, oh, they're out. But I don't know. I got all my papers in order, so I think
that's good.
Hopefully the lawyers don't screw me over.
Are you living the dream? Is this an American dream situation as a young Canadian? Is there like one day I'm going to get over there and do my thing? Or?
That's a good question. I think I'm living the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of the dream. Okay, I will say this. I don't want to. Canada's not what it used to be, okay? And a lot of my Canadian friends and family know that America is the spot. And like one could argue the US is basically better in almost every metric than Canada currently.
Clip it.
You get paid in US dollars. If you know what's up. Hey, why do you think I got these? My Fourth Co bucks. Bruh. Seriously. US dollars, baby. Americans don't understand that concept.
Well, yeah, tell me about it. What's the
all right, so
fuss?
US dollars are like the gold standard of the world, okay? Everyone wants US dollars, including Canadians. And you think Canada, we got Canadian dollars. But US dollars make the world go round, okay? If a French company buys a Brazilian mining company in Papua New Guinea, they pay in US dollars, okay? So you want US dollars.
And that's not like a problem. Like if I was in Canada and I gave someone US dollars, they'd be happy about it. They wouldn't be like, well, what the fuck now? I got to go to the bank and exchange it or whatever. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't
but
even
here's
matter.
the thing. Like sometimes I'm in Canada and I have no Canadian cash and I don't want to use, I don't have my Canadian credit card on me and I'm in a cab. I like to hit up cabs. You know, I'm like, okay, Uber says $40. I go to that guy. I'm like, hey, $35. Can you do it? He'd be like, no. Go to the next guy. Hey, he says 25. Can you do 30? You're like, no. Go to the next guy. You want to do 30? He's like, yeah, 30. But then I don't have any Canadian cash. So then I'll give him like $30 USD, which is actually like the exchange rate's around like 70 cents. So that's like a 30% profit for him, even though the number is the same. See?
Oh, well, that makes the US dollar, way more desirable then.
And that's in Canada only.
In Canada, right, yeah.
And you go to like other places, you're just buzzing. You go South America, you're like, ayo, everything's on sale.
Well, that's good to hear because I, as a young American boy, it was always like, we're the best. Obviously, everyone else sucks. We'll fucking blow you up and take you over and like all that. But now times are a little weird and it's kind of crazy here and people, they're not really fucking with us the way that they used to. So that's good to hear all these things.
Yeah. So like every country has their problems, including America. But if I had problems, I'd rather be in America with those problems.
This is it's a classic. Would you rather be, crying in a Ferrari or a Honda Civic?
Exactly. I'd be crying in a Humvee H1 with the 50 cal dismounted.
Little turd on top?
No, I don't want it. That's my dream car.
Okay.
That's like literally a goal of mine is to be able to just drive one. Just own it.
Just to drive a car around Chicago.
Humvee.
A Humvee.
H1. Yeah.
Specifically. Do you have a car in the city or no? You're on foot patrol.
I got a Lexus. Shout out to mom.
Wow.
My parents moved to Florida. They retired. They're like, all right, later Chicago. And then I was like, they're like, I don't really drive. We have 2 cars, and then I started using it. I'm driving, and then they kind of were just like, all right, figure it out, bud.
You got a little hand me down. Like, and how old are you?
What do you think?
I mean, by the mustache, it's giving me an older vibe. The mustache does that, but then I see like your sparse leg hair, and it's reminding me of like a kid I went to school with, and I only saw his legs in gym. When you put the shorts on. And so now I'm thinking you're a little bit younger. I want to say like 25.
That's good. Very astute observation. I like that. No, I just turned 30 like 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah. Old man, look at my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So you've been in Chicago for a minute.
Oh, yeah. So you asked me, when did I come to Chicago? I moved to Chicago, and then I was getting my like visas. So I couldn't work. And I moved in with my parents. My sister was living here. My brother is stuck in Canada.
By the way, what a great excuse, though. Like, I can't work yet. Yeah. I just have to chill.
Well, I graduated school. I'm like, At this time, I'm already producing music for like years, like 4 or 5 years at this point.
Yeah. So you started as a music producer, not as a DJ.
Yeah, I started producing first.
Wow. And what kind of music was that?
I've never changed. It's always been like a form of house. I started in like 2012, I believe. And then I got into DJ in 2014. But I was always a locker room guy in hockey, DJ.
You were on the aux.
Put me on the aux, yeah. And back then, like to play any EDM song, it was like the intro and outro. So I remember I would be playing like Swedish House before, like Swedish House Mafia before they kind of like blew up in North America. And my friends would be like, bro, what is this? Like, it's like,
it's just a
not
beat.
Even like a clap or a hi-hat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, you got to wait. Like, it's usually around like 59 seconds to 1 minute and 1 second, depending on the BPM. And these guys like fucking play some Eminem or like play some classic rock Metallica. I'm like, boys, trust me, this hits.
Yeah. Did you win them over or were they not able to last?
I became like the sound guy, in the friend group. We used to play this game with my friends where I had like, I don't know, 1,000 songs on my iPod. And then they would like shuffle a song and then they would go like this, pause, play, or play, pause. And they go, what song was that? And I was like, oh, dude, obviously it was this song. And they're like, how do you do that? And we do like 50 songs and I get like 49 right.
I do that with my wife actually on my Serato when I'm going through music. Sometimes I'll just hit a cue point and she'll know like 75% of the time. She's pretty crafty. She'll just start singing the song.
It's a good wife.
She's a great wife.
Supportive.
She's a great wife.
It's hard to get supported in this industry.
It's tough. Not everyone wants to marry the DJ. A lot of people want to fuck the DJ.
Yeah, this is true.
Not everyone wants to marry the DJ.
That's a very good point. Yeah, that's a great observation. Chalk that down right now, buddy. It's true. Damn, I never thought of it like that.
What's up? How are the women in Chicago? Are they better than the women in Canada? We got USD pussy over here.
Well, okay. The biggest difference between Canada and America, and everything. It trickles down in everything, culturally, sports, economics, the way we think. Canada, for the most part, has like a large middle class, which means everyone kind of falls into the middle. We're all kind of normal. We come from good families. Everyone's like not super poor, super rich. And we're all just like vibing and we're all chill. And I also think that means on average, everyone's like more attractive. I think Canadians are more attractive on average because now you're like multiple generations in of just like middle class. We're all just buzzing, having a good time. Usually like you're not ugly. You're just kind of like feeling good. You got some money. You kind of wife up with a nice lady.
Well, wouldn't you argue that if there's like more really rich people breeding in America, they'd probably be better looking people?
Yeah. So listen. Yeah. So I'm talking about like percentage wise, like America's 350 million population. Canada's like 40 million.
Right.
So you come to America and there's a lot more rich versus poor. And when you have that, you get all the rich people kind of like bonding together and then multiple generations of that. And now you start getting these like super hot, super rich people that are like, fuck off. I don't want anything to do with anyone else. And then you get these poor people that are just like stuck down there and they start to get more ratchet.
And they're breeding always, constantly.
Yeah, and they're just having a good time. They're like, fuck it. Like, I can't afford that. Let's just have kids and have fun.
Fuck.
Yeah, literally. And then the middle is like, oh shit, like what are we? So then what I notice, I think a lot of this is because of like the university system in America. Like the middle class is more like everyone identifies what school they went to, what university. Like my old day job, I used to work in foreign exchange actually, buying and selling currency. And people would be like, go IUUO, ISUO, whoa, yeah, fuck the Wolverines. We love the Cubs. Okay, the Cubs are a baseball team. But like, I'm like, dude, I don't know what these schools are. Right? As a Canadian, I'm like, come on, what is this? So all those people, they like to just kind of mold into like plain Jane basic bros, and they all kind of look the same. You go to clubs, parties, it's like a grade 9 school dance. All the guys hang out, all the girls hang out. That's the difference. And then you throw like a wild retired hockey Canadian DJ boy like me in the mix. I'm like, yo, what's going on, everybody? And I'm like, and people are like, who is this guy? I'm like, I'm just like an average Canadian guy. So that's the biggest difference. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I can see that for sure. You're painting a nice picture there.
I got you.
That's good. I like that.
I forgot what your original question was.
I don't really remember either, but I like that layout. I like, and I, it's believable. I'm buying into it a bit.
Canadian girls versus American girls.
Yeah.
So yeah, Canadian girls.
On average, they're just better looking people, but then there are a lot of just extremely crazy, hot, insane, rich people in America.
We have that in Canada too. I bet you if you ask any like famous DJ that have gone to Canada, they'll say the same thing. And there's like the Toronto ones where I'm from, and then there's like the Montreal ones. They're French, Quebecois.
Yeah,
they do things a little different over there.
I have some French Canadian experience.
Yeah,
when
very bohemian.
It's a good time over there.
I know what you're gonna say because everyone says it.
You don't know what I'm gonna say.
I don't want to speculate. I want to hear it out of the horse's mouth.
But when we were me and my boys seniors in high school, there's the big student city trip to Mexico that you take.
Yeah.
And one of my boys like fell in love with this French Canadian girl, and they kept in contact. They were emailing. So then we set up a vacation after we graduated to go to Canada. She lived in Rimouski.
Oh yeah.
You know about Rimouski?
Yeah, that's like small town.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere, basically.
Yes. Dude.
Sorry for anyone from Rimouski.
Yes,
but like
bro.
we got some fun names up in Canada like that.
So we go, and this girl picks us up with her two friends, and then we flew into Quebec, and then she drove us to Montreal, and we stayed there, and they just like really took care of us. Super hospitable. Canadian women are extremely hospitable, and I'll leave it at that. It was a good time.
All right. I was going to say, can you elaborate more?
It was a good time. I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, my boy who met the main girl, we knew that they were hooking up, right? Like that was a given.
Does she have like a wild name? It's probably like Marie or something.
Her name's LOD.
LOD?
LOD. LOD.
LOD.
LOD.
Do you like the way Quebecois people speak?
Yeah, it was fun.
Have you ever been to France, Paris?
No, I'm going to Europe for I've been to London one time, but didn't really count. But I'm going to Europe for what I'm going to say is the first time in August, actually.
Where are you going?
We're doing London, Amsterdam, Zurich, Lake Como, and Rome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's kind of sick.
It's going to
Well
be
done.
done. I'm very excited. But yeah, Canada's fun. We woke up the next morning and everyone's looking at each other and they're like, how'd it go for you? And he was like, what? And everyone was like, yeah, me too. And it was great. Fantastic. Good camaraderie.
See, I gotta get
Good
back
team
now.
building.
I forget what team they have. They have a junior puck team there.
For
Rimouski
hockey?
something. Yeah.
Oh, in Rimouski.
I'm getting older now. I can't. I don't keep track as much.
Yeah. Well, tell me, so I want to know about like the Chicago scene as a young, perceivably young and upcoming artist.
Yeah. So
how you feeling? You don't have a day job, do you?
No, I quit
You're
that.
a full-time
over 2 years
music
ago.
producer.
Music, DJ. I do like mentoring. I do mix and mastering, actually. I got to do one after this for Monster Cat.
Who's that?
The label.
Oh.
It's a Canadian label, my buddy. I actually just, dude, I literally just laptop headphones, mix and master. People are like, you need a treated studio. I'm like, I don't got shit, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably not going to be selling any mixes and masters off of this pod, but it's a good place to start.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Like,
I'm just saying.
Need anything.
No, yeah. Okay, so no, I'm not trying to like get you to do it or anything. Don't worry. All right, so the thing I noticed about Chicago, it's kind of small actually.
In terms of nightlife.
Yeah, like the scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I first moved here, I'm like, wow, big city, third biggest in America, house music, birthplace. Like my parents used to listen to house when I was like a baby, even like Frankie Knuckles, all that stuff. In the 80s, they listened to like that soulful stuff with disco that like eventually, I'm born 96, so late 90s, early 2000s. My brain was like formed with that music.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come here and I'm like, oh, it's kind of like small. You kind of like know everyone after like 2 years on the scene.
Where did you, when you first got into the scene, when you first started going out and meeting all these people that you now know, where was it? What were your early stomping grounds?
All right, you're gonna like this. I feel like I've told you this. Celeste is like one of my favorite clubs in Chicago to this day. When I first moved here, you DJ there.
Mm-hmm.
They have real DJs at Celeste with actual skill. So
I appreciate that.
So yeah, they hired you. I was gonna say I'm surprised, but no, I've seen you just chopping it up. Like you got like the dart in your mouth. You're like, man, come again. And then boom, disco. I'm like, fuck yeah. And then you're like, no, it's actually disco house. So first came to, I remember it was like 2019, I think, and I had my buddies come visit from Canada. They're like, oh, we got a work trip, whatever. So we went out, and I like that it's 4 floors. I don't know, it's just like magical to me.
It is a special place. I mean, it's undoubtedly one of the most well-crafted spaces. Every floor is different and they're all immaculately done design-wise, and like nothing is cheap there.
No.
It's all high-end, extremely. The function ones on, I think every floor they have a function one. Like it's
what is that function one?
The sound system.
Oh yeah, it's the sound is amazing.
Yeah, they like,
and each floor is like a different vibe.
And that is where their longevity is. I mean, they've been around for 12 years and they're still rocking right now. And it's no surprise because they put real effort and care into what they do. So they're going to be long lasting. Whereas I think right now, a lot of spots you see it's a little Band-Aid over a bullet wound kind of thing. They're just trying to get away with the cheapest remodel or whatever it is. And you're like, it's
a great Chicago analogy, Band-Aid over a bullet wound.
Yeah.
Gun-free zone out here, and these guys like, what are you doing? And then when it comes time to like the clubs to like throw their big event, they're shooting blanks, and you're like, what are we doing here? Or they panic, and then they're like, play open format. You're like, no, we curated like an event for this night or this weekend, and they cave, and then you see it all the time, so they're turning over.
Are you doing open format sets?
No, I used to.
But you just don't enjoy them, or what?
No, I love playing all music. Like I just love DJing.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I find myself to be like a natural entertainer. Like since I was like a little kid, I would get all the other kids and just like be like, we're gonna do what I say and like let's have fun, right? And then DJing is kind of like that. You're like the quarterback of the party. and like you set the vibe. And so like sometimes I'm DJing, like it's just like dance music at this point. I'm trying to like grow the brand and the music. But sometimes I'll just throw like a random fucking song in there. But you can sense it. You can look at the crowd. You can see like the reaction of the girls and the guys. You're like, I feel like they would like this.
Yeah.
And then you just sometimes just hard backspin, go on the mic, just like say the most random thing. As long as you say it with energy, they're like, woo! But they listen. The sound cuts out in a club. Even if you're blacked out, you're like, whoa, what just happened? And then you throw down the next song and everyone's like, oh yeah. And then you're back. We're back, baby.
Yeah. That's a little bit of like a party rockin' vibe in a dance music set, feels like. Is that what it's called? Like kind of party rockin' to me is that harsh cuts, slam mixing, getting people's attention by like doing something abrupt. Abrupt doesn't mean bad. It doesn't mean it sounds bad, but it's like, oh shit, something's about to happen. And then you hit them with some good shit and it's like, you build that tension and then you relieve it.
But I still tell them, bring them on the story, like you're arcing, you're going mini ups and downs. And then throughout the night, it's like going up. I'll do that maybe like once or twice. Sometimes you don't do that at all in a set. But like, I like to tell stories and it's good. And I think people like it.
Yeah. But I mean, you're getting booked, right? What do you wish you had right now? What do you not have right now in terms of like, oh, I wish I had a my own weekly party or residency or whatever. That. Like, everyone wants different shit in this game.
Like I was a resident DJ in university at a club. That was like my first residency. I think that was like 2014, 2015. Which was sick, but then I noticed like someone like me, I'm trying to go abroad and domestic around the US, which I'm starting to do. I'm getting booked in different cities, festivals in different cities. I got a show in like Pittsburgh coming up. Been there like once on a hockey tournament when I was like 12. So like, I don't want to get stuck in Chicago. And I also don't think I'll stay here long term. Like I've lived here on and off now since 2018. I've lived in Houston, Vegas, went back to Canada. Now I'm here. Sick city. It's tough to live in the winter. I know I'm a Canadian hockey boy, but I hate the cold. But like, I'm starting to get shows in different cities. And I can like, at those shows, I can like play what I want to play under the dance domain. And I fucking love that.
But what's stopping you from having a spot that you can play what you want to play? That's, like, why is that different? You're like, I can go do that and play what I want to play as opposed to working here and having to play what? You're not playing open format.
No.
What's the difference? What are the difference in the sets?
Okay. So part of like growing, it's like, one step back, two steps forward. So I've like basically I barely DJ anymore, especially in Chicago, and I'll do like one show.
On purpose. Yeah. If someone hit you up right now and was like, "Yo, I want you to play this party on Saturday," you'd be like, "What is it?"
Yeah, I need
make sure
details.
I want to do it.
Yeah. Also, like the price has got to be right, like because you start getting booked for these like bigger shows and like festivals in different cities, and then if they find out you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this like local gig for like $150, $300 for like an hour," they're like, what? Why the fuck are we flying you to this city?
But who finds that out?
People ask around. So going back to Chicago, it's a small like town, right? And I know that there's two main like segments of Chicago, which is cool. And then there's like a third kind of independent. There's Oris and then there's Collective. Okay. And Oris is like the house people, like the house. Like they're kind of like, there's a rule book of house music you should play. And it's like, don't defer from that, which is annoying because dance music was made as like for the outlaws. And it was like, oh, we can combine disco and house. And you'd be like, you're like an outsider, you're like the minority. And like, we can all come together and just do whatever we want. And now it's like, no, in Chicago, or it's that vibe. You can't quite defer from that. And then Collective, wait, is like more super experimental. Like you'll play like a Shrek rhythm remix and a bunch of like bush Wookiees who don't put deodorant on are like, this is sick. And you're like, whoa, this is Chicago, man. And then the third is like the independents, like the Dan Myers and the Kyle Casaccios throwing their own like big events. So it's kind of small like that. And I've kind of like been on the scene now and I don't quite fall in one category. And I'm noticing the opportunity is outside of the city. It's almost like you're a small business and you're like geographically stuck in your city. But then you open up social media and Spotify and it's like, there's literally billions of people on earth. Why don't I just go out there? So that's how like I'm thinking about it. And it's kind of working now.
Give me an example of Oris, of what you shouldn't play at an Oris event, like the Shrek EDM,
Yeah, so
like something too EDM-y and like electronic-y, like they want like a good house groove, like some real.
Exactly. I love that. I like that music. That's what I came up on. I used to listen to like all of that like 10, 15 years ago. Now I'm kind of like brain rot a little where my BPMs, like sometimes I'm starting songs 140 BPM. But every song I've ever made, groovy bass line, no matter what. I fucking love a groovy bass line. So if you take away the synth and like the vocals, you'll be like, all right, slow this down. This could be like a good Oris like house. Like people vibe. Like the groove's got to be good, right? I always find myself dancing on the intro and outro the most when I'm DJing. I'm like, fuck yeah, I made this, bro. But then like, if you're too experimental, the Oris crowd doesn't like it. You know, they got like their... What are we drinking here?
Long drinks. Actually, I don't know why these are still here. Fuck Chuck got some extra free promo.
So people are just like Oris, they're kind of holding that. They're wearing like nice clothes and they dance on the spot and they got the sunnies on. Maybe their eyes are closed and they're kind of like
just bopping.
Yeah. Whereas you go to the bass shit and you're just like, you don't know there's people throwing those little those square carpets and I'm like, what is going on here? And there's like music I've never fucking heard of and everyone is like sings the sounds like their words, like wow, 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 wow. And I'm like, whoa. That's not Oris. That's Collective, more open-minded. But Collective still books like Chris Lake and Fisher. Mm-hmm. Oris will never book like Zed's Dead. Unless it's like a big festival, like a Beyond. I don't know. Did they play there? I don't even know. Well, you see what I mean? Like the two worlds. I don't quite fit in either or. I kind of fit in both. But I'm not worried because I like to make what I like to make. And I make so much music so fast that I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, I can't promote it enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do I fucking do? And then I just don't analysis paralysis at times.
Yeah. Well, I know all about analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
That's my fucking life, bro. It's crazy. It's insane how the human brain works against you at all times possible.
But when you just do it, post it, you're like, oh, fuck, that was easy. I feel good. I'm going to go for a walk.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, let's go get tacos. Fuck it. We're feeling good.
So this is interesting to me. What is, if you don't fit in really either one of those boxes, like how would you define your sound? And what are people you're playing in Philly? You said like Pittsburgh, sorry, when you talk to them, what was they were like, hey, we want you
I haven't played there yet.
But they booked you for a reason, right? They saw you on social media or they like your music or
the guy came to the festival.
Okay. So Chicago. He saw you play.
Yeah. You know what he said?
What?
He's like, dude, your energy's outrageous. He's like, it was so fun. And they moved me earlier in the day at the festival. They shaved off 10 minutes from an hour. So it's like 50 minutes. And then he's like, I saw you in real time build the crowd. And he's like, you're the only guy who went on the top part, like standing up over the decks. He's like, you're on the mic. You pulled them in. He's like, I was laughing. It was actually hilarious, like how fun it was. And he's like, I want you to do my show. I was like, fuck yeah, buddy.
Let's go. Dope. So you got Riz. You got Riz in the booth.
Yeah, I think I got some Riz.
You
the booth
definitely,
buddies, yeah. It's like
You got some.
You know
Riz
what?
in the
I
booth.
love when there's action in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
I love when I'm DJing and I'm like queuing up a song, and all of a sudden, like a booth buddy just bumps my arm and the tempo slider changes. I'm like, fuck! 1 second, like I gotta get it back. I love that. I love the chaos. If there's no one in there, I'm like, oh, this is so boring. Like, fuck, give me something. Like, if the music, something happens, it just cuts out, power goes out. I'm like, holy shit, we got something here. Like something's going on. Let's try to figure it out.
Yeah, it's a good time. What's your preferred drink? I feel like you always got a little drink in your hand or something.
I quit.
You quit?
I don't drink. Yeah.
When did you quit drinking?
Like over 2.5 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Nothing. I don't even do
Come
drugs.
on. I've seen you late night at Celeste.
I know. That's
handing
pure
out
vibes.
those fucking dollars.
Pure vibes, buddy.
No way.
I'm a sober Sally. Caffeine is my vice, and like interacting with females. Those are like my vices that kind of hold me back. Caffeine because I'm up too late, and then the females because they're just like great distraction. It's like hard to, but yeah, I don't drink. I never did drugs. So I was like the guy who drank harder than all the boys, you know? And then, I have just this like insane natural stamina energy. Like you see, like I'm sober as fuck. I haven't eaten today. Like just had that hockey tournament. My body's like banged up still. I'm like so sore, but I'm just like fired up all the time.
Yeah.
Pull natural all-nighters. I just love the music. I love Celeste, bro.
Celeste is dope. Have you been to Mom's house?
Yeah.
I love Mom's house.
Do you? Why do you love it?
Absolutely love Mom's house because that to me is like real Chicago shit. You walk into a basement and then you walk into a back room of the basement and you have the DJ booth here. And then to your right is like those industrial emergency exit only stairs. Like the vibe down there is everything to me.
It's like a dungeon.
It's a dungeon of fun.
Like it's a legit dungeon.
It's a fungeon.
Yeah. You know what I like about them? They rebranded recently and they're like artist forward. They're like helping artists prop up the night that they want to have. So it's like, oh, you want to do your kind of slightly like obscure niche sound with dance music? Go have your night. Whereas like other places are like, no, at midnight reggaeton. You're like, oh, fuck me, I'm going back to Canada.
Yeah. Me and Heavy were exclusive at Celeste for a year. Then we had our renegotiation. We broke our exclusivity, but kept 2 nights at Celeste.
Yeah.
So since then, we've been like really looking for the right fit in our next move. Mm-hmm. And there was a bunch of, I think when you moved here, what year did you say it was?
It's like 2018.
2018. Wow. I feel like it's kind of shocking that we didn't meet back then. I mean, in 2018, I was like out DJing literally every single night.
Well, okay. So I wasn't DJing right away. So I was DJing in university. There was like, back then, everyone's a DJ now, like literally everyone.
Yeah.
There was like 4 or 5 in my university of like 20,000 students. I was one of them. I was like the most hype one. So I was like one of the go-to guys. And then I was making music. And then I moved to America. I'm like, time to get a real job. I got like a corporate job, logistics. Everyone does that. We're like in Chicago, I found out. They're like, yeah, we'll hire you, bro. And then I wasn't DJing. And then I moved back to Canada for a weed job. I was the operations manager of a cannabis company. Weed's legal nationwide in Canada. I've never smoked weed in my life, but I've not even once.
Why?
Because I'm addictive personality. If I do it once, like I'm fucked. I just know it. So I just like straight up, dude, I have discipline to say I shall not do this once or I could be in trouble.
I can relate very deeply on that. I didn't start drinking until I was 25. I didn't smoke weed until I was 28. I've never done cocaine in my life.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah, I was
really
sort of. I wasn't a nerd. I was always like a cool.
What happened to you, bud?
I was always pretty cool.
Yeah, I see it.
But
you got the facial hair.
I'd say a pussy more than a nerd.
You are what you eat.
A little bit of a pussy.
Okay, but so now you do all of that. You missed the gateway years. You missed like the peer pressure.
I missed all of that. Yeah.
Even like I'm turning 30. I'm getting older. I got to slow down. You're like, why don't we start?
No, I cranked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I absolutely cranked it up.
Well, it's fun, but it just, for me, it wasn't fun anymore. Like drinking and the like drug stuff. I'm like, I just don't want to do it.
No, I feel you. But like I was saying, I'm shocked we never met in 2018 because I was, me and Heavy actually were DJing at literally every single club in the city.
Yeah, okay.
Whether it was a Monday night or a Sunday morning or a Saturday day party or like whatever it was, we were in that bitch DJing.
Yeah, I would go out every week. I probably saw you guys. I was like, I'm an adult now. Like I like DJ. I was still making music like fucking crazy, but I wasn't DJing. And I'm not the guy, because I know what it's like. Hey, yo, are you a DJ? You're like, yo, hold on a sec. And then I'm like, I'm a DJ too. You're like, good job, buddy. Like, I'm not doing that to you guys either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You should never do that. Nobody should ever do that. Don't ever do that. Just every time your brain tells you to do that, don't. And just stop. Just dance. And like wait and just like have fun. And then the moment for you to like bond with somebody will come.
Yeah, it'll organically come, which is how I approach Celeste actually.
And the booth bunnies.
The booth bunnies, it's just, I don't know. I've always
organically come.
Well, not organically. Sometimes you have to show them the way. But like, I think it's, I don't know. I'm a pretty outgoing guy. I'm a little exotic, Canadian, mustache, hockey, living in America. Everyone's like, wow, especially girls. But like, I don't know. Usually when I meet girls too that like unrelated to DJing, I just don't tell them I DJ. 9 times out of 10, they love it. The one time they're like, oh, fuck, I dated one of you guys a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But then like, yeah, I just try to keep the DJ life and the personal life completely separate.
That's not even possible. That's not.
Well, when I go out in Chicago, actually, like, I was in the burbs.
You're trying to make your entire life.
I don't like give them my Instagram. I have a fucking Android.
You literally are just handing
chat.
out dollar bills that say "bruh" on the backside of them.
Yeah, but
with
that's
your DJ QR code.
Yeah, but if you look, I got the handlebars. See that? So like that's like my Clark Kent disguise.
But then they go to the Instagram, it's your Instagram.
No, but I don't get, when I meet girls in the wild, it's like a normal person. All right, just like all right, Hinge, we've been talking, let's go on a date.
No, yeah, I've been there. I know what you're like in your phase of like, oh, I'm sort of over fucking all these girls. It's too easy. You're like, I want to look for a real one now. So like, I'm not going to lead with I'm a DJ. You lead with I'm a DJ because you're trying to fuck. And then you get to a point where you're like, I'm not just trying to fuck anymore, so I'm not going to lead with being a DJ. Yeah. I get it. I know where you're at.
It feels weird, though, saying I'm a DJ. I don't, it doesn't, it has a bad, like, because everyone's a fuck. You know, being a DJ now, it's like in like the early 2000s, late 90s, when a dude has like those necklaces that are really tight with the white and brown, and they pick up a guitar at a house party and play Wonderwall, and every girl's like, oh, Chad. Frosted tips.
The hookah shells or whatever they're called.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm just, that's what being a DJ is now. And I'm like, yo, actually, I can like chop it up. Got skills and I produce.
Yeah, why don't you just lead with I'm a music producer?
Yeah, I say I'm in music.
You were a producer before.
Yeah, I would say I'm a producer first in my brain.
Yeah, that'll get you the one you want. That'll get you what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, long-winded story that I keep trying to go back to.
My bad.
No, it's all good. That's what the pod is. It's just on me to
I'm a
bring it back. Me and Heavy have literally played at every venue in the city and know everyone in nightlife. We've been doing it for so long. So when we were deciding on what the next spot we want to play at is, you know, we're talking to all of our homies, and no offense to all of them or any of them, but like most of the spots we used to play at, it's like, we don't want to go back to doing that. Yeah. We've built something that has absolutely shown and proved that it is working and people like it.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want to go back to just your regular schmegular club and play swag surf. Like we really put time into going and looking at new rooms and talking to people who are running the rooms and seeing what their vision is. And like, first of all, when I saw Mom's House, immediately I was like, yes.
Wait, can I just say something? One of the guys who did all the production lives on my street. He lives like 48 meters from me. Right, we live like 3 blocks away from him.
Perfect.
And I saw him on the street. He's like, yo, he's like, Fourth Co? And I'm like, who said that? I'm like, hey. And I was like, remind me, where did we meet? He's like, it's me, bro. That's enough. Hey, if you ever meet someone that's famous and you say it's me, don't do that. Say, hey, my name is this and we met here. They'll be like, oh, okay. And then I realized I remember who he was. He's like, I DM'd you. I'm like, dude, I fucking have DM automation. I get like hundreds like every week, okay? But he did all the production. And like, he's like, we set up the sound and like the lights and everything. We're thinking about changing it always. I'm like, that's sick. Look at us over here. Eh?
Good. I hope he watches this and I hope that I can get in contact with them. They need just a couple more subs and they'll be ready to roll.
I agree.
Just ready to roll, which is we're gonna massage that in once we get in there.
I like when the bass like vibrates the gooch and you're like, whoa.
Yes, that's when you feel it. Yeah. That's what makes you move. That's what like gets your body dancing.
Without the sub, like you actually don't move.
Yeah.
When I was producing music, I remember I went to my buddy's house. This is literally 2012, and he had a sub, and I was like, what the fuck was that? He's like, that's sub bass. And I was like, wait, there's bass and sub bass, and I felt it. And then every time I produce, I just think like the sub and like even the sub impact. I think of Hans Zimmer and like a movie preview and like those Cashmere Impact like hits with sub,
Yeah.
and you're just like at a music festival. The second you cut the bass, you see the sea of thousands of people. They just stop dancing, and then you bring sub back in, and then everyone's like, "Oh." It's like our brains know what sub is.
Yeah. It's definitely a frequency that hits you in a way that provokes
your
you.
chakras. Or
Yeah.
Chakra?
Yeah. So that I that's in the back of my mind. But yeah, that's cool. That
So what
he's,
are like other rooms in
Avondale
Chicago
resident.
that you want to...
Man,
like a dream show.
So I don't even know them yet. Like I've been DJing here forever, for 17 years, bro. And like, I'm now discovering new rooms because I'm open to them. Like the old me, when I was DJing at Bottle Blonde and Underground and the Mid and Prism and all the spots, I would have walked into a small dinky room and been like this, like, no. You guys don't deserve me. You can't have me. Like, you know, that fucking era.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, give me a tiny room with a good sound system and people, and you're trying to build a place for people to come dance.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, is like, everyone knows dance music's hot right now, so they're latching onto it, but their venues are made for bottle service and their goals are to hit bottle service numbers. So it's like you're doing two different things. And not to say that can't work. You can obviously absolutely have a bottle service spot with dance music in it, but I personally feel like bottle service is at the tail end. Dance floors, I think in general, are coming back, but even more importantly for me personally, that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's what I'm.
So what are 3 things you would do to replace bottle service? Have you thought about it?
Yeah, I don't think there's a replacement really. I think there's just a cutting back of it. It's like, you know, bottle service started and the club had like 3 tables in it. And then they were like, wait a second, we got a thing going here. Let's fucking put 3 more tables over there and let's fill this whole place with tables. And it got to that. And there's literally not even a dance floor. And now
it's like that, man.
Yeah.
And walk in and you're like 50 feet from the booth and it's bottle service.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I want to dance. This is a world-class club.
Yeah.
And all the weekend millionaires, some guy works in like the T-Mobile kiosk and like the mall up in Skokie. And he's like, I'm rich, baby. I'm like, dude, can we just like enjoy the fucking music here?
Yeah. No, I feel that. And so, yeah, I don't think that there's a replacement, but I think that there's a readjustment. I think there's a, you know, take a couple booths out and maybe to make up for it, double the amount that it costs to get a booth now.
Yeah.
You just took some out. So instead of selling 6, you only got to sell 3. Now sell them. They're more
supply and demand.
Supply and demand. You know, they're
you
more.
An econ guy or what?
Bro, I am a DJ through and through. Like I cannot do anything other than play music for people. I can't.
Hey, some people can't do anything. At least you're good at one thing.
That's all I can do, bro.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So are there other cities that like you would kind of want to export this like room search for?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think that's what it is, like through music production and falling in love with house music, and more specifically like disco house and that whole, there's a whole scene there. There's everyone around the country that's doing this disco house thing in their own city is kind of on the same mission that we're on.
Yeah.
So then the next step would be to establish rooms that's where people are gathering for this thing, and then bring people in from, you know, across the country and like really show that this is where we're planting our flag. Like we're doing this thing here. Let's make. So
are you kind of like, you still got Celeste, but you're trying to broaden, expand?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, for sure.
Very American of you, manifest destiny. You're like, where can we do this next? I'm gonna seize it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's the same feeling as like a DJing at a new club, especially in the open format world, like a new club that maybe you're used to doing the hip hop spots, but then this club is sort of doing more house shit. So you're like, I gotta get my house game up and I gotta go in there and do something I'm not used to. And you do it and you crush it. And then you go, beautiful. I have this new set. I have this new thing to play with, this new toy, all these new songs, this whole crate of just newness that I can now take to any room and see if it works.
And you can define that new sound too. You can kind of like take it where you want it to go, which I like.
Yeah.
You're not pigeonholed, which actually Celeste is a little like it's like a legacy spot now. Like the disco floor can't fully break out of that. And then the top floor is like house, which I've played there a couple times on the top floor. And I have like two types of sounds that like we can get into if you want, but like I have like my 4 a.m. sound, fourth go 4 a.m. and then my fourth go 4 p.m. sound. And a couple times I try to do like the 4 a.m. sound on the rooftop Celeste, and I could tell like the guys there like, hey, like come on, bring back the sexy vibes.
Reel it back in.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, give me what's the 4 a.m. sound?
So like I'll start at the 4 p.m. It's like the hot pink, the baby blue, like the current like aesthetic. I should probably dial it in more. I didn't wear the windbreaker, eh?
I made sure to crank the AC in here.
Nice.
I thought you were going to be coming in with a windbreaker. I didn't want you to overheat. Yeah, it's a hot day out.
Well acclimated, acclimatize. That's the fucking word. I don't know. But okay, so the 4 p.m., I'm imagining like you're on a roof in Chicago, like espresso martini in your hand. It's groovy, it's fun, it's sexy, but most importantly, it's like fun. It's like synthy. Everyone can sing along. I like to do that LFO thing where it's like, and you're like, oh yeah, this is fun. And like girls are like singing. I'll do famous remixes of songs like Sex on Fire, Swedish House Mafia, Don't You Worry Child. And everyone's like, yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, Chicago rooftop sunset, 4 p.m. Let's go. And then the 4 a.m. is like my more like, it's like a tech house and a bass house hybrid. Cause it's still got that like, when I say tech house, I mean like 2010 to 2015 or 2015 to 2020 tech house, where it's like the OG tech house. Now it's like more like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the current tech house.
Give me a couple OG tech house bangers just to
let me think.
Make sure we're on the same page here. If you can, not to put you on the spot.
You know what I love actually? I think it's like John Summit's best song is Acid Trip. Woo, dum 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 dum, Acid Trip. You know that song?
No,
I fucking
really
love
don't.
That song. That sound I love so much.
What is it? Acid Trip by John Summit?
It's called Trip with Toombs with a Z, with a Z for the Americans. He lives in Chicago. I've never met him.
Toombs?
Toombs. You know him? He's like pop. He doesn't.
I feel like Toombs is from Milwaukee.
Okay, maybe he's from Milwaukee, but like he's integrated in the Chicago scene.
It's Toombs and John Summit?
Yeah, Jean Sumet and Toombs with a Z.
I gotta listen to it.
You've heard it. It's fucking sick. And I have a song called Phaser Laser that's like a hybrid of Acid or Trip. And then Gene Ferris, Girl, You Got Me Mesmerized. Dum, 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 dum. And then Hit Me With Those Laser Beams. Yeah. And then I made a song called Give Me Them Phaser Laser Bum Bum Bow. And then because it's such like a hard driving like tech house, but a bit of bass house, I throw in a trumpet. So it's like because you need some human elements. And then the lasers come in. It's like pew 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 pew. And that's like me doing the 4 a.m. sound. It's like black and hot pink, underground, purple. Everyone's feral as fuck, strobe lights. Like Sunny's on in the club. You're like fucking Jaeger bombs. I'm like shooting money guns. I'm like fucking. I hate tequila, but everyone loves tequila. That's the one alcohol I hated. I loved everything: gin, vodka, all that shit. Like I used to drink gin and black tea, Earl Grey. I'd just be like, "Fuck yeah, dude." That's how you know I was drinking too much. But
two of the worst tastes ever.
Oh, it's just like the taste of flowers and like swamp water. What? I don't know. I called it like passion water, magic water.
Insane.
But yeah, that's a 4 a.m. sound. Sorry, that's my Android. Just
what are you doing with an Android, bro?
Oh, I love the Droid, buddy.
For what? Are you like a big tech guy? You like got your own apps and shit on there?
No,
you got
but
a
I do.
Bot on there?
I don't like the rigidness of iPhone out of the box. Like it's amazing. Out of the box, it's charged. You're like, hey, I can use this. But then I'm like, this doesn't feel natural. It's like,
what do you mean? What?
It doesn't.
None of it's natural. What are you talking
it is
about?
Natural. That's the fucking. That's why we're on our phones all day.
What are you talking about?
Doing this all day. You have to move your fucking thumb like 4 centimeters, and you can just. It's like they're hacking our bodies and our brains.
None of it's what is unnatural? What is more natural about a Android than a iPhone?
No, it's for the way my brain likes to flow. Okay, I'll give a music analogy. I started producing with FL for 4 years. eventually I'm like a scattered brain guy. I think too fast, which is why I don't even like to write sometimes, because I'm like, oh, I'm not getting. So I think AI, here's a good use case, is to use it to organize your thoughts. Cause I'm like dumping ideas and then I'm sitting down like fucking typing so fast. And then I'm like, okay, I'm getting my thoughts down. FL Studio is horrible for that. Or it's amazing for that, I mean, because you can get everything down. But then it's horrible when it's like, all right, let's start like, that's my first draft. Now let's start like organizing this. And you're like, automation, FL's like, later, buddy, never heard of it. I'm like, what are we fucking doing here? I'm like, I'm a freak with effects, right? And they're like, you only have 10 or whatever it is. Oh, and you have to put a fucking virtual auxiliary cord all the way to connect. I'm like, what? Like, so, but piano roll, you're like, I built the whole song on a single piano roll. And you're like, I want to isolate the bass. It's like, you can't do that. You got to copy and paste. So I'm like, fuck that. So then I moved over to Logic, and Logic is like Excel. It's too logical, man. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I hate Excel. I'm artistic minded. I like, economics, whatever. But like, even that's like theory. And then Ableton comes along and it's like, hey, drag and drop left to right. You can see everything in one screen on the bottom and the side. And I'm like, and it's organized. If I ever showed you a project of mine, I'm a fucking mutant when it comes to automation, and Ableton just all organized.
I would love to see that actually. Come over.
I overproduce. I've never seen someone. My shit's way more complicated than any producer I've ever seen. I've like watched all the tutorials and here's how I made my song. I'm like, why can't I just be like that, bro? I cook like that too when I'm making my soup. I just keep adding.
Just so many flavors.
Yeah, but I love a flavor. That's being from Toronto, most multicultural city in the world.
Is that what Toronto is?
It's like crazy. You got to visit. We got like every like little Italy, little China, little Japan. We got little Tehran now. We got everything, buddy. Like,
that's so funny.
Yeah. So like all your favorite comedians, all the sickest music producers are always like low key from Toronto, or they're always like the biggest artist in the world. Be like, oh, yo, that guy, like the ghost producer of that is from Toronto. It's because we got it all. And then you just plop us like in a different city in America, and Americans like, what? There's a rapping country here.
Yeah, there's a lot of famous musicians or just
yeah, JB,
artists,
The Weeknd,
yeah.
Drake's guy, Balake over here. That's why.
Yeah, I like that. No, so I would love to hear some of your stuff. You come over to SideQuest Studios, you plug in right over there, and everything you've ever done, all the samples you have in your computer will be downloaded into my stuff, and then I'll be able to use it.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. You can have it if you want. I'm pretty open source like that.
I appreciate that. What got you into music production in the first place? Are you a musical guy? Did you play music? Are you musically inclined? Do your ears work like that, or are you just like
my ears?
You just have a passion for it. You just want to create sounds. What drove you there?
Yeah, I think you just want to create. I like to create. I've always liked to create shit, build. Mm-hmm. And even if I'm not like physically making it, I like to like tell stories and jokes. It's like I create something, bringing different pieces together, like tell a story, do it through music. It actually really started. This is my first interview ever, by the way.
Welcome.
Thank you. So people always ask me this, and I'm fucking sick and tired of telling them. So I can just send them a video, be like, oh, you want to know how I started? When I was in grade 10, I think. Yeah, grade 10 in Canada, St. Mike's. I took a media arts class. Someone like donated money. We had all these like Macs, like a computer lab type thing. And we learned how to use Photoshop. We learned how to use like After Effects. And then we learned how to use GarageBand. And in high school, the last minute before the alarm went off, like school started, I was fucking late every goddamn day of my life. It was horrible. I was Saturday morning garden duty detention.
I could believe it. You were a little late coming here.
Yeah.
And you're 3 blocks away.
Yeah. So, sorry, bud. So a song would play and you know like how much time you had left depending on where it was in the song. So in that class, it was like, we're going to use GarageBand, and it's like samples because GarageBand doesn't have shit. And you're going to sample all this different stuff that you want, and you're gonna make your own 1 minute song. And so I was like, whoa, I have so many ideas. Like, this would be sick. So I started clipping all these songs. I wish I still had it because it was kind of sick. And then it actually was like, it was fun. It was like noticeable stuff, like recognizable, all these like samples, James Brown, like little, like the old BPM or the MSN, like doo-doo, whatever the old MSN like ping sound was, shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then that day I was like, this is sick. I always like wanted to do this on the computer. And then I went home and then I went on Google Images to like figure out what looked the coolest, and FL was in there. And then like I cracked it, torrented it, and I just ripped FL. And then I remember when I first learned what a chord was, my hand like hit my laptop and like 2 notes. It was like zzz. And I was like, whoa, like the oscillators. And I was like, holy fuck, a chord? I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I literally didn't know anything about music, except in grade 8, I took trumpet. I was like in the music theory class. Bro, I didn't fucking know anything about music theory. Trumpet is 3 valves. Open, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. That's it. So I just write like 1, 3, 1, and the test came along. I couldn't read music. The teacher's like, erase that. I'd erase it, but I wrote it hard enough that I could see like so that was like the only thing. I didn't know what chords were. And then I started producing like at home, and I would like remake like Hardwell, Spaceman. There was like a song called LRAD.
Absolute banger.
Yeah. And then what I started to learn was, Mammoth by Dimitri Vegas Like Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I realized it's the same rhythm as Spaceman. And I was like, oh, the notes are the same. They're just in a different spot. So then I was like, ooh, how can I get creative with that? So then I would find like famous melodies like Harry Potter. And I would do it all in one line, but like the length and the syncopation. And then I started to make my own melodies. And then I started learning about chords, and I loved Tiesto's my guy. I loved EDX. I loved Bob Sinclair, and I loved Oliver Heldens too. I like at this point, like I think this was like 2014, and I started to like copy their chord progressions, like with a piano, and then I would do like the don't, and then I would fill in the melody. But I always, since day one, was a big like drums guy. Like even now, if like you hear, I have all these like little texture and swing and stuff going on. And that's kind of like the origin of that. And then I got addicted to that, and I started learning more. I still don't. It's actually fucking pathetic, dude. If I'm producing, like I know all the tricks, and like I've spent my 10,000, I've probably done like 15,000 hours in like Ableton at this point. And it's like the note is like A sharp, and I'm like, oh, the key of the song, because I go on my bass line. I'm like, oh, there's the first note. Okay. It's like an F. I have to go A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F. Okay, up 7 or down 5. Like right now, I couldn't even tell you how many notes away it is. It's bad. But during COVID, I bought a guitar because I love Tom Misch, and I was like, I'm gonna learn guitar. And I do like vocals on a lot of my songs. I have like this smooth, sultry, like face for radio voice, like ladies and gentlemen. And then I can sing like Tom Misch, but like without a British accent. And I was like, I want to play guitar like him. So I learned guitar enough to like, when people go, wow, you can play, but I'm like, not really. So now the last few months, I'm like, I need to fucking learn music theory. This is my job. It's like a chef who doesn't know what flavors like an onion tastes like.
Yeah.
And I'm making soup like every day. So,
but there's something dope about like not necessarily knowing what's right. Everyone's like, there's no right thing. It's, and like you're just in there using your ears and like finding the groove and catching a vibe. Yes. Like that's tight.
That's a super good point. And when that's what I envy about newer producers. They were like, I don't know what I'm doing. And you're like, yes, this is amazing. You're coming up with, it sounds not the best, but the ideas are amazing. I've been doing that now I've been making more like bass music stuff. So the first ever non-4 to the floor drop I ever made in my life, bro, was that John Summit Lights Go Out song. And I pulled an all-nighter. I was like taking a bath. And it was like John Summit song dropped on a Wednesday. I'm like, I'm so fucking tired, bro. I play like hockey, like that early the day before. And I was like, wait, I should remix this. Like, now's the time. And then the second draw, that's when this Riley Reid, I sampled that. And she's like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. And then there's these gaps. I always like to go like, dent, like the first hit, and then everything comes in on the second note. I play guitar like that. I skip the first note and then go to the second. And like, I always do that. My brain just likes that. And in those little gaps, those little moments is where all the energy is like, and it transfers. And that's like amazing for drops. So I would fill it with like little sounds. And here I was with this like Riley Reid, like, oh yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to try a bass drop. I've never done this. And I made it. And it's like the fucking sickest thing I ever did. And I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know the rules of bass. I realized I was doing like a track breakdown because like some of my friends, I just uploaded on YouTube. It's got like probably 13 views. And I realized I wasn't even like side chaining when the kick and like 3 different sub basses are hitting, but it sounds fucking sick. And I did that again. I remixed Red Hot Chili Peppers' Other Side. And the second drop is like a bass drop, like a dubstep. And I don't know what I'm doing, but it's sick. And I'm like, yes, this is like when I first started.
That's dope.
But then you start to kind of like, oh, I should. You start overthinking it.
Yeah.
Same thing as like posting on social media. You're like,
Well, let me ask you this. As an electronic music producer,
yeah,
without a DJ residency, a regular place to like test new tracks, and you're making all these tracks, you're making multiple tracks in a day. How do you even calibrate which ones are the best, or what ideas are the best, or sequencing, or how something sounds on a club system? Like all these things that I feel like I'm using Celeste, and now a big goal of Mom's House is like me and Heavy are testing a lot of the tracks that we're making. Yeah. That's like a huge piece of the puzzle for us important in this whole journey.
Yeah.
How are you getting away without that?
Yeah, good question, man. I'm not. It's fucking hard. No, it's true. I'll give you an example. I DJ'd at Summerfest, July 3rd, okay? Like a day before America's 250th. Like everyone's just like frothing up there. They're like, fucking America, let's go. My buddy BG Good, you know, it was like a country friend EDM thing. Yeah, friend of the pod. And I dropped the Other Side Red Hot Chili Peppers remix. I made it like the night before. And there was like these top line synths I have on the drop. And on the big speakers, I know like in mono, it wasn't quite hitting. Like it's kind of quiet versus it's a wide sound. And basically what's happening, it's like phasing out. And I'm like, fuck, like didn't hit as hard as I wanted. And then I went home and I like refined it and I made it better. And I kind of knew that was probably going to happen, but playing it in front of like, I don't know, 5,000 plus people, like late in my set, right before the headliner goes on. And it's like fucking lit out there. Like, I'm like, okay. Like hopefully I can play again soon to test it out again. Yeah. And there's a bunch of songs now that I have that are like, just like that. I don't really DJ that much anymore. It's kind of shitty actually. And so I can't test them out. And I'm a very like just like comedy, like comedians, like they test their shit out and they refine it. 100%. And your brain like subconsciously knows like what it's trying to achieve. When you eat something like in your cooking, you're like, oh, I just need a little more salt. It's like so nuanced, but it's such like a personal thing. And other people are like, I don't know. But you're like, fuck, I know it. I wish I could just open up my computer and like change it right now. So that's a huge problem I'm experiencing. And yeah, those open format shows like that I would do, it wasn't the place for me to like play my own music, but I remix a bunch of like popular songs. But I would know by the bartenders because I know which ones liked house and dance and which ones like the mainstream stuff. And the way they would react, like sometimes they're like pouring a drink and they're just like, I'm like, oh yeah, they like this. So this is how I know. Even though like the people are probably in there like after a Cubs game and they're like wanting country, and here I am like throwing down some fucking filthy tech house. How are you? So yeah, that's a good question. I just like anything in life, fucking figure it out, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something that we are very fortunate to have, and I don't know that a lot of, producers, there's a lot of producers that like just DJ the gigs that they get from their production. They don't really like DJ regularly. Yeah. And to me, that's a huge leg up. Yeah. And it's a really, over the last year, it's a less like going on this production journey, like for real. And I started making music before I started DJing. I was like chopping up samples on an MPC and trying to make, you know, boom bap, not this one, that 1000. And then I started DJing, and then I sort of left production because I was like, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm great at it. Even the stuff that I do make that I like is like chill, lo-fi. It's not like something I could play in a DJ set. I'm like, what am I even doing making music? Like, let me just fully lean into this DJ thing. And I did that for 10 plus years. And now I'm back to making music. And I'm so sad that I fucking wasted the last 10 years not training my ears, because what I'm learning and experiencing over the last year is like game changing, mind blowing.
Hey, I will say this. You definitely have like the taste for it. There's just like a skill gap between like how you can make it versus how you want it to sound. Yeah. And you just like keep putting
and it's training your ears. That's for me, that's what it is. Like
it is
hearing, like I can feel my ears like growing, like getting more senses. Like they're starting to have like fucking fingers on them, and they can like touch things.
You can like see the sounds in your ears.
It's like really mind blowing for me. And like, it's so much fun. That's the journey, the tinkering. You were just talking about like comparing DJing to stand-up comedy, which is something that's like all I do. All I do is watch comedy podcasts. I'm a big comedy fan. I love Mark Norman, Tim Dillon, Louis C.K. just released a special, so he's on all the pods right now doing his promo. Like, he's good. I'm loving it. But yeah, being able to test something out is huge in comedy, and that's kind of like what even gave me the drive and the thought to have a place like that, have a room like that, a small room. Like, you know, there's comedians that are talking, they sell out arenas, but then they're like, but I need that small room. Like, I need that comedy club. Like, once you get to arena status, it's not like you never go into a comedy club again. You don't outgrow it forever. It's just a different thing. They're two different things, and you can use each thing for what it's best utilized for. So
I need to get a residency now.
Yeah, I think it's a huge part of
I would love
journey.
it actually. Now that, just saying all this, I do like DJing. I get like the itch for it now. Like, I'm like, I just want to kind of fuck around a little. It's fun, like chop it up.
Yeah, it's fun, bro. It's fun. There was a long couple years where I was like, I don't think I ever want to do this again. I'm not
DJing
having fun.
Or producing.
DJing.
Yeah. But now there's like a new, like you're seeing it in a different lens.
I'm seeing it in a different lens. I'm playing different music. I'm playing for a dance floor. It's never been a dance floor before, bro. Before March of 2025.
Yeah.
I never DJ'd for a real dance floor.
Like
never
define real
once.
Dance floor.
Like an actual floor dedicated to having people dance, and people dancing like feeding off of that groove, keeping that groove, not slamming shit, not interrupting the flow on purpose to get people's attention, but being fucking smooth with it and going, you know, a real journey. If you're here and you want to take them here, it's not like this TikTok, you know, timeline brain of like, oh my God, they're freaking out. They're not into it. I got to get the next thing on. They're not paying attention. Their attention span is bad. And you like spiral. It's like, all right, I'll get them here. Well, let's go. It might take 4 or 5 songs, but we're doing it. We're on our way.
You're like the Samwise Gamgee, and the music is like Frodo with the ring. You're like, it can corrupt all, but I need to keep him on the path. Like,
bro.
Like, it's okay, Mr. Frodo, let's go. And you're like going to Mordor, but Mordor is actually like a euphoric like peak of happiness and love and dancing.
The fucking bass line, baby.
Yeah, seriously.
The groove.
Oh, that's good. I like to hear that.
Yeah. So it's relearning for me. Like, I literally started over at 17 years in.
Damn.
I've reset. It's been crazy, bro, but the best thing to ever happen to me.
You're like 10th prestige, and you're like, fuck it, boys. I got the gold, like 50 cal Barrett or whatever. You know, like MW2. You're like, I prestige, I've done it so much. start from scratch. Let's do it different this time.
Yeah. Then you go.
I kind of like that. That's cool. I do appreciate that. It's not easy to like, I know what you mean. You kind of like lose the love for it. Whenever I DJ, right before I go on, people go, "Are you nervous?" And I'm like, no. It's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, you should be.
And that means, thank you. That means I've plateaued. I know like I need to keep growing. And now even like these like bigger shows, or if I play like festivals, I'm not like maybe right before I go on, I'm like, oh, I'm a little nervous. And then once I click play, honestly, you know what it is? Once I like yell in the mic, it's like all that nerves. There's like a couple butterfly. They're like fucking moths. There's like one light in there and they're like floating around. I'm like, oh. And then I like get them out of my system. I'm like, hey, oh, let's go. Let's fill me up with the energy now. And I'm like, okay, it's gone. It's gone. But yeah, part of that means you have to get like a different lens. You have to kind of approach it differently, which I don't have kids, but I feel like when people are like, when I had a kid, I saw the world differently. I'm like, so you had a kid, aka producing music. And you created something from nothing, bud.
I got less than stellar news for you. And you know, I'm not like a pusher and I'm not a big peer pressure guy.
Give it to me.
But like weed is really known for like changing your perspective.
Yeah,
on
no,
things.
I know. I'm aware. Trust me, I'm aware. My buddies are like, you should smoke weed, bro. Like you'll unlock some weird universe secret that like no one, because I always like would think and like talk about random shit differently than my friends. But yeah, you know what I do?
I don't want to send you off the deep end. I don't want to watch you go to a bad place, but I'm just saying that is what it does for a lot of people.
Yeah, and then they go, oh, have you ever heard of salvia, DMT? I'm like, all right, let's fucking settle down here. Okay, I'll just stick to green tea.
You can stop at weed. I will say I smoked weed at 28, and then I tried mushrooms for the first time, but only like a microdose.
Yeah.
I've never really done a lot. I plan on it at some point, but I've only done small microdoses just to get you. It's like a weed high. It's very similar.
People always offer that. They're like, you want shrooms or they a bag man. Like you probably see me at Celeste. You're like, just fuck. People think I'm just like funneling nose beers in that like bathroom. No, I'm sober as a judge. I'm just like, I like music. I like being out with my friends, just fucking buzzing around.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's not the gateway drug that everyone chalked it up to be. I don't know if they pushed that on you as a kid in Canada, but that was big. We got
pushed hard, yeah.
That was big. And I think there's validity to it, and everyone's obviously different, but I personally can say that, yeah, I think when I get high, sometimes it just gives you a little bit of a different, sometimes it's a fucking, you know, demonic, horrible, negative view of things. It's different. It's doing the job. It's not the best. I'm not having the greatest time. Sometimes I'm thinking like, holy shit, this could go the worst case possible.
This is a sour patch of oregano. What the fuck? What are they giving me here?
But it is a bit of a perspective shifter. But let's wrap it up. And I definitely want to have you back on, and you know, everything's changing right now. I'm doing new stuff, different stuff. And I think for the pod at the time, you know, a lot of it was very Chicago industry based and like talking to bartenders and bottle thoughts and booth bunnies and everything in between, anyone who I could get in here. But with what I'm doing now, I feel like I sort of need to shift where the podcast is at, because it's the basis of it. The foundation of it is like my curiosity and me and like what I want to talk about or learn about or hear about or bond about or whatever. So like, I think I need to get more artists in here, more non-nightlife centric DJs, you know, kind of tap into that vein. And like I said, I love the comedy podcasts. And when I see a comedian that I like on somebody's podcast 2 times in 3 months, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, the boys are back. What do they got to say, you know? So I sort of am rethinking what I'm doing over here, but I'm just talking out loud at this point. I appreciate you for coming. Thank you for joining us.
Anything you're curious about, truly, you want to know?
No, I feel like I got all my real curiosities out.
Now you got a couple fake ones you got?
No, nothing. There's nothing left in the tank.
I'm teasing you.
We're out of gas. No, I'm kidding. But I do want to have you back on. I want to check in. Maybe we'll see if you did, you know, get a spot to test some tracks out? Or
Yeah, I'm gonna
let's do this actually.
Yeah.
What's like your most achievable next goal that you're working hard currently to hit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, I just this morning I'm have to like redo all my goals. I gotta update them.
Yeah.
I need. I'm not thinking big enough, and I'm also not like trying. I'm trying hard. I feel like I don't know. I gotta think about it a little, but right now, the biggest thing I'm trying to do is travel to different cities and get shows in different cities, which I have like a decent plan of how I'm going to do that within the next 6 months. Like by the time 6 months rolls around, hopefully I will have done a bunch of cities, and there's a lot of factors involved, but I think I know what I need to do. But that's like my biggest thing. And part of that means like like I do this full time, and to be honest, it pays like shit. A lot of people are untrustworthy. They don't pay on time. You have to fucking go to their house with a baseball bat and say, I'm going to break your kneecaps. Can you just send me some money, please? Like, what are we doing here? And that's like weird in this industry. And I'm kind of like starting to overcome that. And then my Maslow hierarchy of needs are feeling met. So I'm like, yay, I can pursue the more artistry side of things, right? Mm-hmm. And not like stress make music. Just like imagine I'm high as fuck on a nice pot of oregano. And I'm just like, hey, so those are my goals right now, but I need to like really dial it in again and figure it out. So I didn't quite answer your question there, but long story short, I don't know.
You did answer it. You said like within the next 6 months, getting some more out of town dates, traveling a bit more.
Yeah.
Which I think that's extremely relatable to anyone who's on their journey, whether you're just a DJ or whether you're a music producer. DJ.
By the way, that's the best way I've noticed for me to like get inspired is go to a completely different place. Not even just city, like you know, Podlassie.
Bro, that club is sick.
I've never been there, and it's literally right here.
You need to go there.
I know, and I walk past it all the time. The bouncer is like, it looks like he's 17 years old, and he's like a recovering, addict. He's like tweaking out. I'm like, dude, like, do you want to fight right now? Like, I'm like, I need to go in there. Like,
and I believe it's Podlassie.
Podlassie?
It's Podlassie, or someone recently who I was talking to said Podlassie or something. It's Polish, yeah.
What's that park called? Kush Park or something?
Oh, I don't know. I know on Diversity and Pulaski right here. I have no idea.
My grandmother was Polish. She could
some Polish name. There's a crazy story. This used to be a very strictly Polish neighborhood, and then the Puerto Ricans and whatever shit changes. But I had someone reglaze the bathtub on the second floor of the building. And I was in Houston at the time. I wasn't here. My dad came over and he let him in and like watched him do the work and shit. And he was talking to him. And the dude was like, he was some really old Polish guy. And he was like, this apartment was the first apartment I ever lived in when I moved to Chicago.
That guy?
From Poland. Yeah.
Whoa.
The tub that he was reglazing, he used to live in there, which was absolutely nuts.
He's like, my friend, do you know how many times I was naked in this thing? Now here you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Butt naked with Epsom salt. You're like, hey, dab me up, bud.
Exactly. But yeah, thank you. We'll talk soon. We'll be in touch.
Yeah.
And let's fucking
Thanks for having me.
Let me hear some tunes. Plug in, bro.
I got so much shit. I should have brought my USB too.
You should have. Yeah, you fucked up. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Algorithm activating activity. That's what we like to see here. Give the episode a little like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, help the kid out. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Later.